All right, so welcome to Team Forever Strong's weekly team call. It is the 20th of September, and I wanted to just mention a couple of things before I turn it over to Nick. So first and foremost, does anybody have anybody that they'd like to congratulate or cheer on their team, whether it's challengers, new coaches, anything going on in your life? I know one of my newer coaches, Cheryl, just had her brand new baby. So congratulations to her. She's so cute. And then I also like to give to like newer coaches shout outs too. Like I know Patricia's on, but I love it when new coaches come on and they actually, listen to what you tell them to do and they're coachable. And she's been one of those coaches. She came on, she wasn't even really using Instagram, but she got right on and she learned about stories, and she's been using stories every single day, which is where it's at, is on Instagram and Instagram stories. And she's been doing amazing. So does anybody else have anyone that they'd like to shout out? Do you have somebody? Oh, let me unmute you. There we go.
Here we go. Ready?
Ready?
You.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, because I've been going through a rough time and in a pretty down place, and I just wanted you to know that you've helped. So thank you.
Oh, thanks so much. I'm glad I could help. Well, you're awesome.
Thank you.
I'm glad I can help in any way possible.
Thank you very much. You did.
Business, friendship-wise, whatever it is.
Just
I got you.
kindness is helpful.
It is. It really is helpful, like, to be around so many positive people. Like, I even think back to over the past 4 years of doing this, just like all the ups and downs, and like the downs don't seem so down when you are like always surrounded by so many supportive and encouraging people. It really does make a big difference.
Thank you very much.
Got you back, girl. That was nice. I don't think anybody's ever said that. Okay, so let me see here. On that note, where are the tissues? All right, so I wanted to kind of tell you guys before I let Nick talk about Instagram, just really how important this time of year is. And I'm glad that you guys are actually on to hear it, because there's ups and downs and ebbs and flows in the business. And, obviously there's times of the year where, the business is super easy and it seems like, you're talking to people and they're just, people want to get started on their journey. And then there's other times where it just seems like you're getting no's all the time. It tends to slow down, but they don't always last. They kind of come and go throughout the year. And we definitely are approaching the time of year. We're starting to approach the time of the year where things definitely start to slow down just a little bit. Now, this isn't the case for everybody. And so here's the difference with, who's going to make or break it during this time of year. The holidays are coming up. We have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, all that stuff. People don't want to focus on themselves. They don't want to spend any money. They don't have any money. And so it is normal to get a lot of no's. Now, as long as you can promise yourself that you're going to be the coach that's going to still keep pumping the well and still keep showing up and adding value on social media every single day, and you're going to stick to continuing doing the vitals, like inviting every day, following up, adding new friends, making new friends, and building new relationships, then when January 1st hits, your business is literally going to blow up for you. Okay, so people always think like, you know what, I'll just wait till January. I'll wait till the new year comes around. That's when people will join me. Well, they're not going to join you. That's the myth that coaches have, is they think that they can just kind of take off this time of year and they don't have to really be consistent with their workouts. They don't have to be consistent on social media. They don't have to be consistent with, inviting and hitting Success Club, and that people will still come around to you, but they won't, because they're going to go to the coach who they've been watching, who is being consistent, the one who they know that they can rely on. And you want to right now focus on planting as many seeds as possible. So you can't get wrapped up in like, oh my God, I'm getting more no's than ever. I can't freaking believe it. You have to look at it like, all right, awesome. I've planted so many seeds. And now when January 1st rolls around, they're going to come back to me versus going to the gym or going to this other coach who's already messaged them. Because come November, guys, people are already starting to think about, all right, what should I do for my New Year's resolution? And the majority of the time, right, it is always focused around health and fitness. So they're already starting to put this plan into place. So if you can put the bug in the ear about what we have and what we can offer in this awesome support and accountability group and how we have what works type of thing, then when the time comes, they're going to come back to you, right? Do you have anything to add to that?
No, Carl, it's so true though. It's like you have to have a long-term vision with it. It's like you can't think that, like, if you're a farmer, you can't throw down seeds and be like, grow now. Like, It doesn't work like that. You got to like plant them and water them. And so the metaphor really works well for this, because that's how it is. Like, this business isn't about when you want people to sign up. It's when people are ready to sign up for themselves. That's why you have to be the kind of person that's all about helping people reach their goals, not trying to impose your own goals onto them, because that doesn't work that way. So yeah, it's totally true. And the last week of December is actually a really busy week usually, because people want to be ready to go on January 1st. So, but again, if you're showing up consistently and they know, okay, like they might even be thinking now, like, listen, I'm not doing it right now. It's Thanksgiving and it's Christmas, but message me after Christmas and I'll be ready to go. So it happens all the time. So the people who put the legwork in now have explosive starts the next year too.
Yep. So just keep it going, no matter what, through these next 3 months till the end of the year, and just trust the process and keep at it. And trust me, you'll thank us when January comes. All right. Okay. So tonight, Nick's going to be talking to you guys about Instagram, because I built my entire business, to 6 figures, all straight up on Facebook. Okay. And now we've completely made the switch totally over to Instagram. And mostly Nick has spent like tons of time really researching and, just trying out all different things through trial and error, what has worked for us on Instagram, what's really helping us grow our followers, grow more engagement on our photos and things that we post, and get more interaction and bring in really good quality people. And it's super simple and it's really basic. So we really wanted to share with you guys what we're doing that's working, because honestly, Instagram is where it's at now. So I'm going to kind of turn it over, but feel free to, stop him in the middle if you need to, and ask any questions that might come up.
Yeah, you can type in the box.
You can type it in the chat. You can unmute yourself, whatever you want to do. But Nick, just so everybody knows too, because everyone sees this and they see oh my God, her husband's so supportive. That's so nice. I wish mine was like that. Oh, she's so lucky. But guys, I just want you to know, because I know there's a lot of new coaches on the team that don't know the story. He was not supportive of this at the very beginning. I mean, he wasn't the person who was like, you're not allowed to do this. Plus I wouldn't have listened, but he was definitely not the person that was like, yes, this is going to be the thing that changes our life. He was like, this is a pyramid scheme. It's a total scam. He was the biggest skeptic out of everybody. And I had to literally prove him wrong. Okay. So I had to bust my ass every single night, ASAP, to prove him wrong, to prove that I could actually build a business that earned me income. I had to do it. And once I did that, it didn't take long. It was probably by month, 3 to 6, something like that. Then he started to realize, okay, this can be something. And that's when he started to slowly start to do different things for me. And so now, obviously, he's all in, and he spends a ton of time, on the behind the scenes piece that you guys really don't see, specifically the Instagram piece. He really helped me out a ton with that. So he's going to share with you guys that. So just so you know, it doesn't always start out like this supportive, super supportive spouse. He was the most skeptic out of anybody I've ever met, still yet over 4 years into this business. But so if you have a spouse that's like that.
I'm not a skeptic now. What do you mean?
Well, not now. Huh?
4 years in.
Oh, I meant it's been over 4 years now, so it's different now, obviously. But if somebody comes on, they think, oh my God, it's it was always like this, so awesome.
It was not always like that.
It was not always like that.
I wasn't anti-Kathy. I was just it's not going to work, and I do an eye roll.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to push aside and let Nick do his thing.
Hello, everybody. Okay, so first off, I'm just going to start prefacing this by, Kathy already said that we kind of made a switch from Facebook to Instagram, and as entrepreneurs, that's going to happen. There'll come a time where Instagram fades away and we'll have to switch on to a different platform, right? It's just the way that business is. If you're any kind of entrepreneur, things are going to change and you have to either adapt with it or you're going to fall off, right? Because things change, especially with social media, it changes very quick. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, there was no such thing as live videos. There was no such thing as stories. Snapchat was the only thing that had that, and people who were our age didn't understand that whatsoever. People are building businesses on YouTube and on blogs, and so there's things are constantly changing, and you can build this business in a lot of ways. I mean, I still think you can build a business on Facebook, but it's harder. Traction is lower, engagement's lower. When you make a post, less people see it. There's more skepticism around it. And on Instagram, I'm really loving Instagram actually, because It really lets you build authentic relationships with people. And it's funny because it took me a long time to understand how to do that with Instagram, because I always perceived Instagram as just being a place where you went and posted a picture and people liked it and maybe commented on it. And I didn't know how you could actually build relationships with it. Facebook has a lot more like features, like, you know, you've got groups and you can leave GIF comments and you can reply to people's comments and you can do a lot more structural organization of like talking to people on Facebook than you can on Instagram. But you know, we made a decision, like, and we were kind of late on this one, you know, to be honest with you. Like, a lot of other people shifted over earlier, and we were kind of still on we had so much momentum going with Facebook that it took us a while to switch over. But with Instagram, you can build your following a lot quicker. You can build real relationships with new people. It's super easy because you have direct messages with people to talk to people privately.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of fun once you start to understand how it kind of works and how it goes.
Yeah, I feel like people can be like mean on Facebook, and on Instagram, it's like, I don't know, they're more accepting.
It's more, it's way more like low key. Like you're just asking people if they're interested. If they say no, you continue building a relationship. So I'm not going to go like really deep into like making great pictures or how to choose great hashtags. That's in the Coach Basics training. So if you haven't gone through that, definitely go check that out, because those are important pieces to succeeding on Instagram. But I'm going to talk more about like generally how to do it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the tool that we've been using called Kanban.
I'll type it in the chat. It's called Kanban. It's only $10 a month, guys. Every coach should be using this because it is amazing.
It's cheap and it's very effective, and I'm going to explain why. So, you guys hear I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder. We lost internet like right before this meeting started, and I'm like, we're not going to be able to have this call.
I'm like, oh my God.
So if all of a sudden we black out, it's probably because we lost power. It's just FYI. And I don't know if we'll be back. So anyway, so again, a couple things that you really need to know. Social media it doesn't matter what platform you're using. If it's Facebook, if it's YouTube, if you're meeting someone in person, if you're having a phone call with someone, if it's Instagram. I blank out immediately when that comes out on Facebook. I'm like, what was I talking about?
I'm adding to my story, guys.
So the point is, with social media, guys, is social, okay? The platform doesn't matter. You have to build relationships with people. And you build relationships. How do you build relationships? God damn it, I just immediately go blank.
Oh my God, holy shit. Okay, I won't do it. I'll sit here.
So how do you build relationships with people, guys? You ask them questions. You be genuinely interested. Think about like the way you build a relationship with someone in real life. I start going fast, okay? It's the same thing on social media. So ask yourself when you're commenting and talking to people, is this the way I would talk to someone in real life? And also ask yourself, if someone talked to me this way, would I be receptive to this, okay? Because I'll tell you something, like I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it's true. Today, people have very highly tuned radars when you're in to sell them something, okay? Now, we have a product to sell, but you can't approach it with like, what's in it for me, and I only want to sell you something. It will be a struggle. Like you have to talk to people and build relationships, and then whether or not they buy something from you, you have to be the person that's not just in it for the sale, right? You can have something to sell, but you can't be in it just for the sale, okay? Just like in a real relationship. All right, so first off, I just want to say, like, again, in the training, I think it's in the second unit, there's a conversation about having a list. And I'll probably do a live video on the team page about this at some point, but it's critical that you guys track who you're talking to on social media. And it doesn't matter if it's Instagram or Facebook, okay? You have to have a list. Kathy built her business for the first 4 years on notebooks. You guys may have seen this before.
Wait a minute.
You've been on other calls. I've broken this out.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Kathy literally built this business on spiral notebooks.
Guys, this is no freaking joke.
Yeah.
So if I could do this, this can get you to 6 figures. Now, if you want to do more, you need to find a better tracking system.
So over the past couple months, we've shifted into a new way of tracking people. And I'm not going to talk about that really at all today. It's called Streak. There's videos online about how to use it. And I'll probably do one at some point on the team page. But it's a little bit confusing. I'll say this, if you're not at a minimum getting successful and starting out with a couple of people, you don't need to worry about Streak just yet. It's definitely something that's been really helpful for us because we've built a lot of people that we're talking to over time. But yeah, so you have to have a list, and pen and paper is fine, but you need to make sure you're writing it down because otherwise you have no idea who to follow up with, who to check in with again later, and you will forget people, especially on Instagram where you don't always have someone's name that will trigger a bell. It's like they have some weird handle name like XC Nikki9 or something like that. You know what I mean? And you're like, who's that? I don't know. So you want to keep a list, okay? Okay, so let me talk a little about Kanban. And I'm going to preface this by saying we've spent a lot of time on Kathy's Instagram account over the years trying different things. And some of them were really super spammy, and we even told the team to use them at some points. And I kind of wish that we hadn't now in retrospect. And again, this is part of the learning experience of finding out what works and what doesn't work. So a couple of years ago, 2 years ago maybe, a lot of people used to use a software online that would automate comments, right? It would automate comments, it would follow people, it would unfollow people, and it would like their posts based on criteria that you would set in the software. So you could put like some hashtags in, you could put locations like the gym or the bakery or whatever, or the school, and it would go out and the software would comment on people's posts, and it would leave very generic comments. You would give it like a set of like 10 comments to leave, and it would leave those. And they'd be things like, great pic, you know, love it, you know, smiley emoji, whatever, right? And when I see that now on Instagram, you immediately know that that's like not even the person really looking at your stuff. They're just leaving they just have something running in the background that's leaving a generic comment on you, and it's useless, right? So people are completely tuned out on Instagram, so it doesn't work. So you have to leave, you know, real, genuine comments. And this is where Kanban comes in useful. You can do everything that Kanban does manually, but it will take you a ridiculous amount, like a lot longer to do.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
You just won't get the volume out of it that you can get with this. So I guess I should share my screen then, right? And I can show it.
Yeah, might as well. You can show what you do.
Okay. So, and I don't know if other coaches are using this. I don't even know how I found this.
I haven't heard any other. See, like sometimes, you know, in any kind of business, sometimes people can get really wrapped up with trying to get from point A to point B as fast as possible. You know what I mean? So there are, you know, kind of like almost like a quick fix thing, but it's like, this is definitely a slower process, but it definitely brings like really good quality, real people, and not like spammy, like, who is this? Like, where is this person even coming from? Like, so it's slower, but it's definitely a great way to still make new connections. And again, you don't have to be the one sitting there doing it all manually. So
can you guys see my screen?
I highly recommend it.
I can't see if you can see my screen.
I mean, we do another thing too, but it's a lot of money every month. But this is what we started with, was Kanban.
Here it is. Can you guys see my screen? Yes? Okay, cool. All right. So, again, first off, you can do everything that Kanban's doing manually. So I want to show you guys what we're doing specifically with Kanban. I want you guys to think, and Bonnie Engel talked about this at Leadership, and this is a big difference with Kanban. It's still, I run this every morning, and then usually again in the afternoon. So I go into it twice a day for about 10 minutes each time, and I get this going for the day. Okay? I want you to think about things that are going on in your life right now that are very specific, that you can search a hashtag for, where you can get results for it, okay? So, for example, and actually, I'll just step back a second really quick and explain a little bit more about this tool and what it does. So Kanban lets you do a lot of different things, and I'm only using it for one thing specifically, okay? Kanban lets you search based on hashtag or location, or by someone's followers. So if you have a great account with someone that you really like and they get a lot of engagement, and maybe like their followers list is a great source of people for you, you can look at that. Or you can use hashtags, or you can pick a location like Disney World we're going to, right? And then based on your searches, you can run automatic actions that you can do, things like follow people or unfollow people. You can like their posts, and there's all kinds of criteria you can set, like the last 2 posts, like the last 3 posts. And then you can also leave comments. And when you leave comments, you can set up like a group, like a stack of like as many as you want, anywhere from 2 to whatever. I usually use like 5 to 7 comments, and it will randomly leave the comments on the post that you select. So here's a way that we're using this. There's a thing here called search. And what you'll see right here is on the left-hand side, I've got a search right here, and it says hashtag MNSSHP. Now, MNSSHP is a hashtag that's short for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. That's where we're going tomorrow night with the kids.
So it's relatable. That's,
okay.
That's something that we have really going on in our life.
Right, so it's relatable. We're going there tomorrow. So what I can do is now, I'll show you. I can click Add Search. I can actually type in here, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I gotta do it. Can you guys see this? Is it like super small? I'm sorry, I have like a really big screen.
It's tiny.
Let me see. Maybe if I make my...
Yeah.
Maybe if I make this smaller, this will be better. Hold on. Here. No. Is that better? Okay, good.
Oh, okay, that's good.
All right, because right now it's just sharing this little.
I wouldn't have been able to.
Okay.
Figure it out.
Okay, so again, you can search by people who are following users, or by post. There's a lot of different stuff, but here's how I'm doing it right now. I'm going to search for a hashtag. I'm going to look for it anywhere. I'm going to look for the last day, and I want 500 results. You can do up to 500. There's no reason not to do 500. And I'm going to click this little button that says Analyze Users When Searching. This means that it's going to find accounts that are like authentic accounts and not like spam accounts. It has some way to track that. So I click Find, and it's going to start pulling up results. And this will take a few minutes. It's the same thing as if you went and did a hashtag search on Instagram, basically, right through the app. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to keep running this. I'm going to, let me see if I can stop this. Actually, I don't know if I can stop it. Well, anyway, I'll leave it like this for now. So basically, now I've got these search results that are coming in, and they'll keep populating for a little bit. And I can click through and click. See, there's a little blue check mark. I can click and check off the ones that I want. Now, for these, they're pretty much all going to be good ones. So I'm just going to click through all of them here. So right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 of these picked. Now all I have to do is I can click the little comment box here, and it pops up right here. And I keep a document on my computer with like scripts that I use for this, like some that I use. So I'll just write them on a computer and I'll just copy and paste them in. But I've got them like, let's see if I can find them here. There's only 1 second left. I've done so many of these. Hold on, let me find, well, I'll just find it again from the top.
Just, yeah.
Okay. So under new here, what you will do is, just give me 1 second, I just gotta pull up my document here.
But this is a really great way to be like relatable, because other people are doing this exact same thing now tomorrow night, or they've already done it. You know what I mean? So we can have conversations, like real conversations. We already have that thing in common. It's kind of like how when I first started this business, when we were on Facebook, we were told a good way to build relationships with people was to join different groups on Facebook for things that you like to do. Like if you like to run, join a running group. So we're connecting with runners. It's the exact same thing, but like on a different platform. Yeah. Does that make sense? So it's really genius, because then it gives you something to start talking about with people like right off the bat. And now you're already building a relationship, a genuine one, instantly. Yep. And all you have to do is talk to these people back and forth, you know, not too many times before you can invite them to join you for a challenge group, and then keep it going, even if they say no. You know what I mean? Yep.
So guys, here's what I'll do. I don't actually have it saved in my document because I just did it today, but I'll write something in here like I just bought tickets to this event yesterday, and we are going tomorrow. My kids are so excited. We weren't originally planning on going, but we just bit the bullet.
And can't wait.
And can't wait. And I can even ask a question like, do you have any tips for us? Do you have any tips for us? It's our first time.
But see how it's like a really good, like well thought out, like you can tell it's not a robot typing this. When somebody reads this, they're going to be like, okay.
It's related to the picture.
Right.
So now I'm going to click add comments. Now I only have 12 pictures picked here, so I'm just going to use one comment. But if I was doing like 100 or 150 or 200 posts at a time, I would leave like a stack of like 5 or 7 comments. So it cycles between different ones. And you can copy and paste them, like tweak them a little bit. You just don't want Instagram to see you making the same comment over and over and over.
But you do always add. He usually does like always add a question at the very end of it, because then that gets somebody to respond back to you. And then when they do, that's usually where I take over the conversation from there or whatnot. Because if you just kind of leave like a generic thing, like, oh my gosh, like that's so pretty, you know, they're not necessarily going to respond back to you and say thank you, right? But if you ask them a question, they're way more likely.
Right. Now, you can see I've got other ones here that I'm doing 2 other things I'm targeting. So I'm doing 5 months old. So we don't have a 5-month-old baby anymore, obviously. But what we'll do, I'll still look for hashtag 5-month-old. Now, what's interesting is when I do a hashtag search for this, I get babies, but I also get dogs. So this takes a little bit of a manual time. I'll click through and I'll find pictures of babies that are 5 months old. I'll skip the ones of dogs, right? Because I don't want to be like, your baby's so cute, and it's like a comment on their dog.
Right, and it's like a freaking chihuahua.
Right. So that's what I'll do. So I'll go through and I'll pick pictures of like babies, and I'll say something like, oh, I remember when our kids were 5 months, they were so much fun. That was when they really started to become aware of their surroundings, and They had, you know, what else? What else did they do? They started making new noises and all kinds of things like that. So I'll leave a bunch of comments. I've done other ones too, like Tooth Fairy. Landon lost a second tooth the other day. So I left a whole bunch of comments on the hashtag Tooth Fairy where other kids are losing their tooth. And again, a lot of them were dogs losing their teeth. And sometimes it was babies. I also did first tooth down here, and that was a lot of babies getting their first tooth in, not just losing their first tooth. So again, I'm going through and I'm manually clicking through with the posts I like. But I can click 100 posts in a matter of like a few minutes, and then I can leave them all comments that are targeted to that post, right? So you can see the power in this. I'm not leaving a thing that's like, great post, great pic, smiley face. Like it's a specific comment to the post that's out there.
Does anybody have any questions on this before we carry on? Does it make sense so far? Yeah, it's pretty simple, right? And it's an awesome way to build new relationships with people and to get a lot of more connections going, which is what you want.
Now, I think Common has a lot of other powerful stuff, but I don't go into any of those other things. And again, I do want to say, I run this, you can pick under Tools, Preferences, there's a speed option under Activities, and I click Safe.
Yeah.
All right, and I do that because I don't want to risk getting banned by Instagram.
And we already did get
optimal
banned.
And risky. Okay?
We did do something. What did you click?
No, I tried doing the follow-unfollow with this for a little bit.
Yeah, don't do that.
And it didn't work that well. I actually got Captain's account locked up for 24 hours. So I am going to warn you guys right out of the gate, okay? There is some level of risk in using automation tools, okay? But I found so far, if you look at my history right here under tasks, and you can actually see the tasks running. It's not like it comments on 7 posts all at once. This will run for a while. It's running at a safe speed, so it'll leave a comment like every couple minutes.
So it looks like a real person, basically.
But you can see right here, today alone I did 150, 250, 300, 330 comments on people's posts, okay? So we left 330 comments on people's posts today in a matter of like 10 minutes worth of work. Targeted comments specifically to them, okay? So it's a really, really powerful tool. And so now here's the next part of it, okay? On Instagram, let me see here actually, hang on one second. So I talked about that. Oh, one more thing under preferences I want to tell you guys. There's a bunch of options here under activities with how it does it. Okay, so I have comment only 1 post per author in search. I have checked yes, because I don't want to leave like sometimes people post 3 or 4 pictures and I don't want to leave like the same comment on 3 pictures for a person. I have do not comment already commented posts, which means it's not going to leave a second comment if I've already left a comment on it before.
Maybe we should take a screenshot of that and put it in the chat right now. Can you do that?
Can you put a screenshot in the chat here?
Can you do snipping tool?
I'll put it in the team page later on the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
I basically have all these checked off. Do not comment already commented users. So again, I'm not commenting on the same person twice because there's plenty of people to talk to. So I don't want to like leave redundant comments on people's posts. And then there's like do not follow previously unfollowed users if you were using follow features of this. So again, this tool is $10 a month, but I can leave 300 comments a day for the whole month, and that saves you so much time.
Yeah, this is like, guys, like we talk about forming, like this is the forming piece. You know, the forming piece already done and made so simple to you. Like when I sit down every day and I go to do my invites and stuff, they're all coming from these people that are on my forming list because we've talked, we've connected, we've spent a week or two just kind of going back and forth. And hey, like, by the way, I was just thinking of you. And it's a very easy and smooth, like non-pressured transition into the invite of either being a part of the support and accountability group or being in our coach sneak peeks that we have on Monday to learn more about the business. So it's like awesome, guys. And I really don't think, I haven't met one coach yet, and I know a lot of them that are using this. So they're all using like a fast speed, like.
So here's the question that you got next, right? This is a relationship business. You're adding people to your list. You're not going to add everyone to your list that you comment on. What's going to happen is a chunk of people that you comment on are just going to they're not going to do anything with it. They won't reply. They won't comment. They won't even heart it. That's okay. You just let that one go. Okay. If someone responds back, you want to be going into your, I'm going to share this other app that we use. I think I shared this in the team page the other day, but where's the share? There it is. Share. Grids. Share. Okay. So I lost my video thing. Video. Okay, there you guys are. Hello. So on the computer, I use this program called Grids, and I've shared this on the team page before too. This program costs $30 one time, and you're done. And it lets you do Instagram from your computer, and it's just a lot faster.
So much faster.
Because you can type and use your keyboard.
Oh my God, it's so much faster.
So again, what's going to happen is if you look in this little bubble right here, and you have the same, this is laid out just like your phone. So everything you can see here, you can see on your phone. But there's a little heart bubble, which is activity icon. And if you look under you can actually see, like you can see the cumulative results of doing this. I mean, look how much traction we have. Every minute there's someone responding or replying to a comment. Thinking out loud, liked your comment. This person liked the comment. Then people started following too. 4 minutes ago.
I actually cannot keep up with all this, to be honest,
You
now,
can't.
which is good. But you know, there's like every morning when I sit down now to do my work and get back to people, there's like at least 52 messages in my inbox. And then I honestly never even had time to check this stuff. Like Nick will do that to me when he has time. Do this part for me every now and then. But
so guys, in the beginning, here's what you do, okay? Because you don't need to have this kind of volume to build a successful business. We're probably losing tons of people in the cracks here, and that's okay because we've got so much volume that it's okay. You keep building and building and building, and then eventually you'll have people coming more and more to you. But in the beginning, you still need to go to them. So what we do here is, like, for example, I want to show you. Here's a comment that I left through Kanban. 5 months is such a precious age. You know, I love the laughing and giggles and playing this age, so much more awake and aware, just filled with happiness and joy most of the time. Sometimes it's such a pure, innocent, fun time. Soak up those moments. They go so fast. And so this lady replied to it and said, I know, I already missed it. Okay, so I'm going to go to, here it is. Okay, so she wrote, click comments. I know I already missed it. I'm going to heart that. I'm just going to say, me too. My kids are 6 and 4 now. I didn't say that right in the post.
no. And
it feels so long ago.
I really want a third.
I really want a baby. Tell me what to say.
I really want a third.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I reply to that comment. Now, this is good. Now that someone, in the beginning, again, okay, we have so many people following, I'm not going to follow all these people, but if you're building up your Instagram, this is a good time now to click this person's profile, comment on a couple other posts, follow them if they look like they're interested.
Write their name down.
Send them a message about their picture. Send them a direct message about their picture.
Try to get as many people as you can into the inbox. So a lot of times, like if I was starting out, you know, a lot of times, like even if I wrote back to somebody on here, I would still go to the inbox, and sometimes I still do this, and I will literally say the same exact thing in the inbox, so that way I can get a conversation going behind the scenes. That's really key.
So guys, on this, what you would do now is, right now you've got someone that responded, so you know they're responding to their comments. So you can click, my hair is a mess, I'm a mess, my house is a mess, but if that means she's happy and healthy and safe, I wouldn't change a thing, you know? That's the most important thing.
Yep.
And then a heart. By the way, do you know if you have a computer, on a Windows computer, you can hit the Windows key and the period, and it brings up an emoji keyboard? Now you know.
So you hit Windows and the period?
So you can leave emojis from the computer.
Windows and the period.
I don't know if I'm sure you can do it on the Mac too. I don't know.
Otherwise you can't like, you know, the heart won't really show up if you do like the little V thing.
So I love that comment. You know, I didn't watch the video, but I mean, I would. And then what you can do is if someone's got stories, that's great because you can look at their stories and then you can send them a message about something in their story. And that will get a conversation started in the inbox. You're not going to go right into an invite. You're going to put these people on your list that you have, your paper list. You're going to write their name down, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to talk to them for like a week, all right? You're going to like their, you know, every day you're just going to check them out, like their posts, make a couple comments, and then after a week, you're going to shoot them an invite, okay? And if they say not right now, that's okay. And do you guys want to see some samples of like some invites Kathy sent out?
If they say not right now, then you know you just say to them, well, first of all, you never just take no for an answer, guys. And I don't mean like by being like a pushy biatch. I mean that a lot of times when you do invite them, what I found that from experience is that people don't really understand really what you're even inviting them to. So when people tell me, oh no, not right now, that's when I'll ask them like, oh, okay, like I'll say, oh, no worries, you know, I run them monthly, so just reach out. If you ever decide you want to hop in, you know, but I'm just really curious, if you don't mind me asking, what makes you not interested? Is it a time or money concern? Like maybe I can help explain things a little bit better for you. I always like to find out, so that way, whatever reason they give me, I can then now put that in my notes, like she has no time. She's working a full-time job and a part-time job and whatever. it is, and then I'll just put them into my follow-up for the next month. And I'll come out and ask them. I'll say, hey, would it be all right if I reached out to you next month when we kick off our next support and accountability group? Now, guys, it's an ongoing, the team, obviously, we know, it's an ongoing support and accountability group. Unless there's a brand new launch of a program, then we kick off a new one. But it's all in that one group that I run. But I still invite people every single month and word it that way, okay? Just to kind of create like that sense of urgency with people. Otherwise, people are they're gonna feel no desire or no rush to really join you. But always find out why. And again, yes, it doesn't matter if they say no to you. I move them. Like I have a list of 120 people right now just from the past week that are in my follow-up list for next month now, because just wasn't the right time for them. So it's good because it kills two birds with one stone for you. You've invited, you've planted the seed, but now you've also started forming your list of people to connect with and follow up with for October. So you're not like, who the hell do I reach out to? Well, you reach out to the people who you connected with in September who said it wasn't the right time. And that's what I'll do. When October comes, I'll go back to all those people and I'll still keep in connection with them now, guys. I think that's the most important piece, is that when you invite them, if they say not right now, don't lose touch. That's the biggest mistake that you can make. And that's why people say negative things about people, like coaches in this business, is because they don't want to be dropped like a hot potato. They want to know that you really do genuinely care about them and are building a true friendship. So even if people tell me no, not right now, I still make sure that I stay in connection with them. Not every day, I don't have the time for that, but I still make sure that I'll comment on their post every now and then, send them a message about something else. So that way, when October comes, I've gotten to know them a little bit more. And then I can say to them, hey, listen, I know last month was at a good time. You told me that you wanted me to let you know when we kicked off our next round of our support and accountability groups. I'm just letting you know it's going to kick off on Monday. Is now a better time for you? And that's literally all I'll say. And I literally just never take the people off my follow-up list. If it's still not a good time, okay, then they go on November. And you know what I mean? So then nobody ever comes off my follow-up list.
Yep.
That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay.
So guys, like here's someone that I think this person voted on a poll. But again, we were commenting on their post for a while before we went to the inbox. So this is someone that we found and we were talking to them for a little bit. So Kathy, you can see she replied to their story. You can't see the story now, but Kathy said, aw. So we're looking for stories, sending people messages. Anyway, she ended up voting, I think, on a poll about wanting to try the beach bars.
Yeah, she voted on a poll.
Yeah. Which,
by the way, if you're using stories, which you need to be, polls are a really good way to get people interacting and engaging with the things that you're sharing. So I had put up a poll. And again, I didn't say like beach body bars. Like it was more vague. It was like chocolate peanut butter or cherry almond chocolate or whatever.
Yeah.
And she voted on the bars. And so, I connected with her and said this.
So basically this conversation goes, what do you do for work? Because she said, I'm not back to work yet. She says, I'm a nurse. And she goes, oh, that's nice. We have a nurse on the team. Nurses are the best. Thanks. And then here's a follow-up a couple days later. Hey, how was your weekend? I was a little sick but feeling better. Oh, being sick is so hard. Good. Disney was a blast of hot. She was asking how Disney was because she was watching our post. So again, you can see like she's weaving into the conversation. There's not really a great formal invite here though.
No, that's not a formal invite.
Let me find another.
You need to go to my invite list on Streak.
I just did.
Oh. No, that's not one.
No?
No, you got to go to.
What was a good one?
Well, actually, what was the one you just had up that said no pressure?
Where?
I heard the very top, whatever conversation you were just in, the very first message.
I don't know what that one was.
Who the hell knows? I don't know. Find another one.
Okay.
Go to my invite list.
Wasn't this person someone from down here?
I have no idea. There's just so many. I can't. You have to go to.
Okay. Let's see. Nope.
No.
Sorry, guys. I'm working on trying to find.
Invite list.
Yeah, that's it right here.
Hey, open it up.
There's your follow-up.
No, that's follow-up. Go down to invite.
Sorry.
Or I actually invited. I'm still waiting to hear from them. Go to invite.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, here it is. Okay.
Right up there. Go to like somebody. Okay.
Messages. Oops. Okay. So this is a lady that has 5 kids. I love your big family. I only have 2 right now. I want more. How old are yours? Is it insane? She goes, thanks for following. Your comments are great. Because we left a bunch of comments on our post. Okay, so it's not like we're just flying out of nowhere sending her this message. Like we've been talking. This person was on the list for like a week, and we were commenting on some posts of hers for a whole week. So she talks out with her kids, and I go, "You have me cracking up loud. How true, right? That was great. Moved from Mass, blah blah. She was from Idaho. Well, I'm just skimming it. I'm not going to read the whole thing word for word. Anyway, you can see she was working in the jails in Portland. Now she lives in Idaho. Smart move. Blah blah blah.
So she talks about how wiped out she is at the end of the day for sure, and blah 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 blah. And so that's why, like, she's just so funny. Like she says the funniest things. She's so sarcastic. So I like talking to her. See, this is like really fun for me. Like I love this. I don't think about, oh my God, I hope this girl signs up. I hope she's an active coder. Like none of that even crosses my mind. Like you have to really enjoy the process, guys, and just be patient with it. You know what I mean? Because I'm just like loving meeting all these people for real. You know, and if they join me, awesome. If not, no big deal. But I wrote down here, okay, this may be a crazy question, but I thought of you because I run this super fun and motivating online fit group, and it's all moms. I'm not sure if you'd even have time for it. It's like 30 minutes a day for a workout, but figured I'd ask just in case. Let me know if you want to hear more about it, if you can squeeze that into your already insane schedule, LOL. So that's why, like, when I give you guys like scripts to use, I hate to even use that word script because I use it very loosely because it really just depends on the person who you're talking to with what they have going on in their life. I mean, you use it as a guideline type of thing, but I mean, that's why I kind of tweak this one a little bit. It's not like I don't do like a set specific invite, you know what I mean, every single time.
And you guys get better at this. You know, if you guys are doing these every day, then you get better and faster at it.
Right.
Okay, so she didn't see it yet. This is on the follow-up list. So if you were writing it down in a notebook, you would just write this name down and you'd say check, and you write the date next to it, and then you'd know I'm going to go check in like 2 days, or
right.
1 to 2 days, 24 to 48 hours later. So this person was messaged on Monday, so they're due for a follow-up.
Overdue for a
follow-up. Okay, so
check one more person. Check another person. Check on the one who. Let's go down to here where it says more questions so they can see. Go down. Quick.
More questions.
No, not the Android one. Click on not that one. Click that one.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so hey, thanks for the follow. Oh, okay. Oh, this one was.
This isn't a good one. I wanted to challenge you one. Sorry, guys.
Guys, when people follow you, you can go to an invite faster if someone follows you. So if you're leaving these posts, okay.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
I want to show you guys something. So I'll show you really quick. If you look at this news feed right here, and you look under you can see when people follow you. So, and actually, if you look through your list, it's chronological too. So if I click Kathy's name and click followers, you can see, like, here's
coffee. I love coffee.
Here, Austin, mom of 7.
Holy crap.
I think I already messaged her.
Mom of 7.
Holy
Does that include animals?
Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll look at it, and again, when you pick up a lot of followers quickly, you can't necessarily do this with everyone, but in the beginning, you can do this much quicker. So here's what we'll do. Yeah. Austin, mom of 7. I'll show you guys exactly what we do. We're gonna look her up. Okay. She runs a website, table49.com. She has 1,500 followers. Now, this is where I'm going to make a judgment call. If I see someone that has 1,500 followers and is running a blog, I'm not going to launch an invite to them right away.
Right.
This is someone that I think might be a potential coach, right? Because she has followers. She's active on social media. You can see she's making posts
all the cute labs
every day or often days. Actually, it looks like she might already be selling some oils.
That's okay. She could maybe down the road, maybe she wants to do the support and accountability group. Is that the Bridge in Maine?
No.
Oh.
It's something else.
Okay.
So they're so glad to be home. They spent the last 2 weekends at a sitter's house because of football games. So actually, I can leave a great comment here. I'll say, oh man, we hate leaving our lab alone. We are going this weekend to Disney, and we have a dog.
Our neighbors.
Our neighbors watching the dog. But I always get anxious leaving her.
Because she's never alone.
Because she is never alone. Dog emoji. Okay. So again, I'm not leaving generic comments. You want to leave like value-adding comments so people remember you, because especially people that get a lot of comments. Okay. So I saw that. Now she's following Kathy now, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot her a quick message just to get a conversation started. I don't want to overwhelm this too much, but if you're not in front of your list, one thing you can do is you can save the post, and I'll go save to Coach Potentials. So I've got like a saved group, and I'll add those people to the list later on. So if you're on the go, you can use that bookmark feature right here on a post. okay, to add someone to like a group, and then you can add, and then when you get home later, if you're out and about, you can just add them to your list later. That way you don't lose track of them.
Right. Now you can just like before when I was using my notebook system, okay, I had like a 5-subject notebook,
Yep.
right? And I had it divided into different sections, and I had potential active coaches, potential challengers, and anytime I talked to somebody who I thought would be an awesome active coach, you know, I'd put them in that category. So you can do the same thing too. Again, like yours isn't going to be in like massive amounts of volume like this, so it's going to be much easier to track the people who you're talking to and who you think would be good coaches, who you think, you know, would like to be involved in the challenge group or whatever it is. Just make sure you're recording their names down into those categories. So now we're just sending her a message. So anytime you get a follower, it's a really good idea just to send them a message. And like Nick was saying earlier, a lot of times, like I want to show them a just real quick before we let you guys go. Like when we do get followers, like I'm assuming off the top of my head, like I'm assuming that they're following me maybe because they either want to, maybe they want to build a business, or maybe they're looking for like health and fitness support. So if you get someone that automatically follows you, what he was saying was, it's not weird to kind of come right out and be like, hey, like, thanks so much for the follow. Like, I really appreciate it. You know, comment on something that they posted and then be like, were you looking for help with your health and fitness? Or are you on a health and fitness journey too? Or are you a coach too? Or whatever it is, kind of asking that question at the end. That's not spamming, because they're choosing to follow you, and they're obviously choosing you to follow. They're choosing to follow you for a reason. You don't know unless you ask. So if you
now, I'll also leave a question here. Are your dogs alone a lot? I get nervous leaving mine alone. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like this for now. That's all I'm going to say. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a question which is going to prompt them to respond back to you, so you can get a conversation going with them. Okay.
Now I'm not even.
And now later on, when I get in front of my computer, because I'm doing this when I'm on the road, because I've got that post bookmarked, I'll add that person to my list later on. So that's how you start conversations with new people that are following you. And again,
this girl said, "See, what does it entail?"
Okay, so here's a girl right here. Look at this. So you were talking to her for a while already. Okay, see, so here's someone talking about it.
So scroll back just so you can see when I started talking to her. So we sent her a message just so you can see the timeline here. September 1st, we sent her a message about her house and how great it looks, okay? And that was it. We started talking about her husband's in the Navy. That was September 1st. The kind of conversations kept going back and forth, blah, blah, blah. We commented on her mermaid picture. So I didn't talk to her until September 2nd, and then the next time I talked to her was September 14th, okay? And then we've connected about her mermaid picture of her 2 little kids in it, and I talked to her about how my daughter would love that. Then I said, hey, Mama, hope your week is going great. Now, this is a generic invite that I do send to a lot of people, just so you know. Hope your week is going great. Not sure if you'd be interested in this at all, but I have this super fun online support and accountability group kicking off on Monday. I still have room for 2 more people. Thought of you. Would you be interested in grabbing one and possibly joining us, or should I pass it along to someone else? It's all moms and such a blast. Now, if I'm talking to a mom, it's pretty much, my group is pretty much all moms. So I will tell them it's all moms. But if it's not a mom I'm talking to, I'll just say, oh, it's filled with a bunch of moms and other busy women. I kind of add that in there. And so she said, sure, what does it entail? See, so you'll get people that'll ask you for more information. But notice I didn't just spam her with this as soon as I I didn't spam her. I got to know her first a little bit.
Now, guys, again, for new followers, you can get the invite out quicker. I might comment, like, let me show you one if I can find one, because I sent a bunch of them.
That was earlier today.
Yeah, I can find one that they didn't respond to.
Right here. Are you looking for help with your health and fitness?
Okay, so here's a new follower that Kathy had. So we go, hey, Alyssa, thanks for the follow. That Dakota. Okay, so this lady, yeah, she made some post that I thought was funny, so we made a comment on it. I laughed so when I saw, are you looking for any help with your health, fitness, and nutrition? So this is a brand new follower. So we went right to the invite for this one. Kind of. I mean, we're asking if she needs help with health, fitness, or nutrition. Just a generic conversation starter. Okay? So guys, if you use Kanban and you start getting traction with people, it's very easy to build a list of people to talk to every single day.
Right.
And if you're doing this every day and talking to a lot of people, you stop.
As long as you're doing the 3 methods, as long as you're building new relationships like that. So you're talking back and forth to people. That can't be all you do, right? So you've got to do that little piece. You know, maybe you want to pick a number for yourself if you have limited time. Maybe you want to do like, all right, I'm going to pick 5 people every day that I'm going to reach out with and I'm going to just connect with about life and what's going on. All right, good. Then I'm going to invite 10 people every single day, 8 to 10 people every single day now to be a part of my challenge. All right. And then I'm going to also follow up with the people who I've previously invited from 1 to 2 days ago.
That didn't respond.
That didn't respond. And as long as you do that cycle and you have Kanban running, it's $10 a month. I mean, it doesn't get any freaking cheaper, right? And you do those things, like you will build a business. You have to do it every day, right? Every day you will build a business. You will hit Success Club. You will find active coaches. You will find people who want, you know, help with their health and fitness, because you're going to be talking to a ton of different people all day long. You're never going to have to worry about running out of people to talk to. Like, you know what I mean? If you sit down and you're like, shit, who do I talk to today? I don't even know who to connect with. If you're doing Kanban, right, you're going to have an ongoing list that's just never going to stop. So
you don't even need to run it like crazy. You know what I mean? Like, he'll also pick up new followers through that quickly in the beginning.
You know, if you live up in New England or you live someplace where they're doing apple picking, right? I mean, we even, I think, targeted that hashtag, because I used to live in, you know, Massachusetts. You could hashtag that, apple picking, and you can get conversations going with that way. So
we actually made conversations about that. We'd say like, oh man, we really miss apple picking in Florida. That's one thing. You know, we love the warm weather all year round, but we miss, so like, you know, that part of the fall season.
Like your hashtags that you target are going to be very specific to you. So they're not going to be mine. They're not, I mean, maybe some of them might be, but you know, first tooth, I mean, unless you have a child that's lost a first tooth, I mean, you're not going to do that one. I mean, maybe you're like a dog mom, or maybe your dog was in the vet, or, you know, had a, you know, an eye problem, or who the heck knows?
And it can be something from the past too, guys. If you're struggling, think about things that you've been through in the past that you can leave a real comment on. You want to avoid generic hashtags though, things like hashtag mom, because it's going to be really, really hard to use Kanban to leave a specific post for like a hashtag mom or like a hashtag dog. It should be like tied to like an event or an activity, or like right now the Big E is going on in Massachusetts, you know, like where we're originally from. Like if you were in Massachusetts, you could like leave comments and be like, oh, I used to go to the Big E all the time. I love state fairs. You know. Just
think about what you have going on in your life. Whether you just, maybe you're pregnant, maybe you know, you just had your first baby, maybe you're newly married, maybe you're, you know, who knows?
Maybe you're newly divorced.
Anything. Maybe you're divorced. I mean, really anything that makes you you. Right? And then you search for those people. That way you instantly have that that connection.
What I want you guys to think about though is that what you'll notice in these comments and all this stuff is that Kanban gets the conversation started, but it's not what drives it home. It just gets you talking to people. That's what it's for. You can't automate the process of building relationships with people. You can't. Right. You can get the conversation started with people with Kanban, but after that you really got to step up and own it. And you guys can see how with those conversations going on, why it's so critical that you have a list. Because you will lose track of people very fast if you don't write it down. And it takes a couple extra minutes, but I'm telling you, you will never run out of people to talk
to. Never.
Was this useful?
Hopefully this helps you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Does anybody have any questions on it? No. Okay.
Trying to think if there's anything else.
No, I mean, I want to keep it as simple as possible. Yeah. Right now, my goal is to really just help the team transition to Instagram, because it's just where it's at, you know what I mean? And so I just want to make the transition over there as simple and as smooth as possible for people, so that like you can start having success on it. And it takes time, just like anything else in life that you do for the first time, but that's definitely where the potential is. So
what's the action item? We got we had a small call tonight, so you guys.
Okay, first you're gonna go and you're gonna sign up for Kanban. It's $10 a month.
I think you get a week free, or actually they have a free tier. They have a free tier that lets you leave like 50 comments max or something per day.
Okay.
So you can even like dip your toes in it for nothing.
Right.
Okay.
So you're going to sign up for that tonight. And then I want you all to think of 1 or 2 hashtags tonight of something that you have going on in your life right now, you know, and just search for one of them tonight and click some pictures.
It's not an app. This Kanban runs from the computer. So it's either, you need a computer for Kanban. And it's not like an online software. It actually runs on your computer, so your computer needs to be on and running.
Okay. What else was it?
You guys saying something? I unmuted everybody. This is the open mic part of the night. Who's got a joke?
It's the dog.
What were you saying about that grids thing? Grids?
Yeah. So grids.
I'll spell it out.
There's two. I think grids is like got shut. I don't know if they got shut down. Like.
There's another way to pull it up though.
Yeah,
Somebody
I think
else-
I posted a team page a while ago, a link to how you get it.
Let me ask the coordinator.
Grids is awesome because I mean it's not the prettiest app, but it saves you a lot of time. Now there are other ways you can do it. You can actually open up an internet browser. There's a video on YouTube of this somewhere, but you can actually open up like a Google Chrome browser and switch to emulate an iPhone, and then you can actually use Instagram in your computer browser, and it will look just like the phone app, which works too.
There's another way.
And
though.
that's actually free.
Let me ask. Hold on here.
I find it just much faster to type with the keyboard. I mean, I could never do this all day like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get like a Bluetooth keyboard for your phone and stuff too. So there's other things you can do, I guess. But I don't know. It's just tedious. It's much faster work. I work much faster on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's something else because we were just talking about it at the retreat, the leadership retreat.
There's a different one. There's another one called Flume or Fluke or something. If you're on a Apple computer, Grids is only for a PC.
Okay.
I posted it. It's in the team page somewhere. I posted about it, and I think I posted links to how to get it.
Okay.
But I think it's worth it. I mean, it's a one-time cost. You don't even pay monthly. You pay once, and then you're good with it. And it saves a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So they can just search on the team page for like.
Yeah, or I can post it underneath this recording when it goes up.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just post it.
Okay.
We'll just post it beneath the recording.
But those are the tools we use to really speed up the process. And again, like you won't run out of people to talk to if you do this. You know, as long as and you can just set like tactics. You set some metrics for yourself. You know, invite 5 people.
Right. Like if you only have an hour, you know what I mean? Like obviously,
Yeah, just
how
break it
many?
out.
Just sit down one day and see how long it takes for you to like, okay, have 5 conversations with people about life, 8 invites, my follow-ups, and then get a good post up or whatever. Like see how long all that takes. And if it's like not enough time, then you tweak it. If you have more time, be like, all right, then add more, in the category. It never hurt to do more.
Okay, good deal.
All right, cool. Well, thanks guys for hopping on. I hope this helped you guys.
Yes. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. Any questions, you can just feel free to reach out to Nick too. He's over. He's totally got this.
Yes.
All right. Bye, guys.